While onto the self-confessed serial rapist, Nkosinathi Phakathi will have to wait until December to learn his sentence. The 32-year-old is linked to at least 93 rapes over 9 years, with the youngest of his victims being a 9-year-old. He pleaded guilty to a total of 148 charges as part of a plea deal. Linda Mnisi was in court today.
The matter has been postponed to the 8th and 9th of December, provisional dates that have been put for sentence proceedings. But you'll remember that today was about judgment, really, after Nkosinathi Phakathi pleaded guilty to about 148 charges, including 90 of those that include rape. So today we were hearing the side of the court and what it makes of that guilty plea statement that was read out in court last week. One of the things you need to remember, especially when dealing with issues of guilty pleas, is that the court must satisfy itself and look at, what has been submitted to it, including what the state has put or what the case of the state was, also looking at the version of the party that is pleading guilty before it can make any pronouncement on that guilty plea. So until this point, Nkosinathi Phakathi was not convicted, even with that guilty plea. But after today's judgment, he is, of course, a convicted rapist, who's now convicted of a number of other charges. So then on the 8th and 9th of December, we're expecting those sentence proceedings to start. It's quite interesting that it was revealed today in court that Nkosinathi Phakathi did not have any previous convictions prior to today's conviction. You'll remember that he reigned with terror for about 9 years, nearly a decade really, terrorizing the streets of Ekurhuleni, and today he secured himself his first conviction. But also the defense coming out to say that they might need the services of a private clinical psychologist. You'll remember that pre-sentencing report that must be compiled prior to sentence proceedings starting. So for that bit, they say they will need the services of a private clinical psychologist who will then go into detail in terms of, his personal circumstances before we can even hear arguments around mitigation and aggravation of sentence.